How's it going, man? How was your last? I know.
It was like, what, 2 days?
Yesterday, right? Batman Hush.
Yes, that's right.
So you voiced Joker there. Now you're doing Red Hood, right?
That's correct. Yeah, Jason Todd, Red Hood, which is I've always wanted to play Jason Todd because of all the angst and how the pent up frustration and how sometimes good intentions can turn bad, you know. But this is the Lego movie, so it's a little more funny for sure, and then of course it's twisty at the end, which I really enjoy the way that he gets to rib Batman and just kind of stick it to him. There's a thing at the end where Jason Todd gets to imitate Batman, so that means I got to do a really bad imitation of Troy Baker. So I'm basically imitating Troy, which is a little meta and very funny. It's very funny.
And I think you guys are trying to break into Wayne Industries, and there's like a voice command thing.
Command thing, yeah. And it's like, I'm sorry, you're not Batman. I'm like, no, I am Batman. It's really fun. It's so fun. So yeah, it's a great movie. It comes. We're gonna watch it today, and then I think DVD and Blu-ray is on August 20th. So it's so fun, man. My kids are gonna love it. Your kids are gonna love it. So good.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it with my kids. Anything else coming up?
Oh, it's in general. Well, the problem is I'm under NDA for everything that I do, and so until they tell me, Jason, you're allowed to talk about this, they can't talk about any of it. It's so sad. But Batman Hush, of course, where I play the Joker in this, and DC Superhero Girls, all of which are Warner Brothers properties. So DC Superhero Girls is a Lauren Faust show. It's very funny. It's also super great girl power. So yeah, a lot of good stuff.
All right, you're back as Batman once again. Not voicing the Joker like you did with Batman versus Ninja Turtles. So.
They only let me do one role this time, but trust me, one is enough when you're Batman.
All right. Probably my favorite part of the trailer is when Jason Todd is dressed up as Batman, has to imitate your voice for the. Did you give him anything, or we just let him kind of?
No, man. I'm imitating myself as well, so he just stepped into the role very, very well. This is one of my. I was telling her this is one of my favorite storylines. And the fact
it's Lego too, yeah.
that was my question when I asked Rick. I was like, "How are we gonna make this Lego?" Because we've done some other ones in the past and been able to kind of like extrapolate from like famous storylines and be able to make it very appealing and appropriate for kids or of all ages. But this is the one where I'm like, this is a really dark storyline, and I think we did a great job. It's a lot of fun.
All right, let's talk about Batman Family Matters and the dynamic between all these characters together.
We've got the entire Batman family. We've tried to throw in as much as we could. It's great to have Batman as the head of our family and get to see what that's like working with all the different Robins, all the different Bat ladies that we have, and how they interact with one another.
And you're bringing back a lot of familiar voice actors for us too. That've done these roles in the past.
We have. We brought some actors back. Troy is obviously our Batman, and we got Jason Spisak playing Red Hood, who obviously is, in the past he's been Robin.
Yeah.
So we got to exploit that and have a lot of fun with all the different vocal range he was able to perform.
I like this because the story's great. I like that I could actually watch this with my kids.
That is the best part, honestly. Yeah. I mean, seriously, I've been saying it before. I keep saying it. This is the most satisfying thing I've ever done in my career because it's superheroes, which is always a lot of fun, but it's also something that can be watched with kids. It can be watched, with the kid in heart.
Yes.
And that's the best part. It really just makes me feel like a kid myself again.
All right, so Batman Family Matters, Batgirl. So what is her role in this movie?
In this movie, Batgirl, as with everyone involved, has a very specific assignment, and you see, of course, everyone's working together, but we're also quite isolated. We have our own moments, and during Batgirl's, she encounters a part of herself that I, at least since I've voiced her, haven't portrayed yet, which is really exciting. And then she has a side storyline that's happening all throughout the movie that's really funny. I think it brings a lot of humor and lightheartedness, playfulness to it.
Very nice. Well, here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passion. Where did your passion from acting and voice acting kind of come from? Did a certain performance inspired it? Was it just naturally for you as a kid?
For me, specifically with voiceover, it's the community. The human beings who are a part of animation from start to finish on a project. There's a special buzz about it, and it's different from on-camera acting where ego gets involved and people really like their favorite stars with voiceover, we're like hiding behind the scenes, and we're just here because we truly love it. So there's a genuineness, and I think it sort of fosters more creativity because you don't feel the same kind of pressure to perform outwardly and create a facade and persona for people to fall in love with. It's just playtime from sunrise to sunset.
Rick, talk about producing this movie. I love it's very dark storyline, but we got this for Legos and for kids. I could actually watch this for my 2 kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, even though we've got Red Hood in it, and comic book fans know that's a very dark and sad storyline.
Yes.
You know, we are drawing from that reference, but obviously it's Lego, so we have to put our own twist on it. And I think we found an idea that's sort of fun, you know, to do the whole Red Hood thing with. I mean, this one I think is a little bit older skewed than some of the other Lego DC ones that we've done. Now, when I say that, I mean it's you know, it's not that it's inappropriate by any means. It's just maybe a little bit more action, maybe a little less slapstick humor. To me, it feels very much like a Batman, you know, like a sort of a standard Batman's type of story in a way, you know. So which is different than what's been done with Lego Batman before. So yeah.
Well, here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passion. Where does your passion for storytelling come from that made you want to get in the industry, become a producer?
I don't know that I ever wanted to or foresaw that I wanted to be a producer. My passion is started with just drawing.
Yeah.
You know, I love to draw, and I love comic books, and I wanted to be a comic book artist. I mean, I wanted nothing more in life than to be Jim Lee. You know what I mean? As a 12-year-old. Yeah. But as you know, as I got older and I sort of fell into animation, and it's great. I was a storyboard artist at first, so to me that was like the closest thing to doing comic books as you could. You know, you're telling story, and I guess that, you know, I love movies. Obviously, like as a kid, Star Wars and Raiders and stuff like that was, you know, hugely influential, and then just realizing that that's the stuff I want to make, you know. And so getting to work on characters like Batman, it's really all I ever wanted to do with my life. So I'm fortunate that I get to do